Hello, this is Bill. Welcome back. In this video, you'll learn how to create a motion guide. A motion guide is a special layer on which you can draw a path, allowing a symbol to animate along that path. I can see my playhead is on frame 1, and let me go ahead and animate this. And the girl hits the ball. Looks like it's going to miss. Now it's coming around, and it goes in the hole. Good shot there. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at how that happened, and we'll take a look in particular at the motion guide here. I'm going to go ahead and make that my guide visible, and let's go ahead and animate this one more time. And you can see how that ball just really sticks right on that line as it follows that path there. Well, now that we know what we want to create, I'm going to go ahead and close this window, and I'm going to open up a new Flash file. When working with Flash and with other images, typically what I do is import those into the library. I find it easier to work with those in the library as opposed to just simply dragging them onto the stage. Sometimes I want to use them multiple times. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up here to File. I'm going to come to Import, and I'm going to go Import to Library. And I'll be working with 3 images. I'll be holding my Shift key down to allow me to select or import multiple images at once. Whoops, I got the wrong one here. I want to get golf ball, golf girl, and golf grass. I'll be explaining those here momentarily. Okay, so let me go ahead and get my library visible. I'll come up here to Window and choose Library. And the first thing I'm going to do is get my background. That is called Golf Girl. Get that drag onto my stage. And use your arrow keys maybe a little bit to help position that. Okay, great. Okay, at this point I'm going to go ahead and double click on layer 1, and I'm going to simply call this my background. And I'm going to go ahead and lock this so I can't accidentally move it. At this point I'm going to go ahead and press on this little icon here called Insert Layer, and I'm going to call this layer my ball. Okay, I'm now going to go ahead and drag my ball onto the stage here. Here it is, just a little ball. And let me just drag that right in front of the golf club. And I'll go ahead and close my library so you can kind of see what's going on. Well, I'm using 12 frames per second. That's the default settings in Flash. Let's assume I want this golf ball to take 4 seconds to go from the golf club into the hole. I'll go ahead and highlight frame 48, and here I'm going to insert a frame. I'm going to Timeline, or I could choose the keyboard shortcut F5 there. Okay, so regardless which one of these frames I'm on, that background is going to be visible. I'm now going to highlight right above there, also frame 48. This time I'm going to insert a keyframe. Since I want to do some motion tweening, I'm going to come up here and go Insert Timeline, Keyframe. And on frame 1, the ball is going to be right by the putter. On frame 48, I'm going to go ahead and use my selection tool and drag that ball and position that right in the hole there. Okay. At this point, I want to create a motion tween. I'm going to right click actually anywhere in this range here, and I'm going to simply go Create Motion Tween. And let's go ahead and take a look at that. It's going to take about 4 seconds for that ball to go from the putter to the hole. But at this point, I really don't have that ball dropping down into the cup, but I will be here before too long here. What I'm now going to do is go ahead and get this ball out of my way so I can add this motion guide. Sometimes you have to, depending on the type of path you're creating, you'll want to snap this to your guide. I'm going to go ahead and just animate this one more time, and you can see right now all I've done is simply move that ball up out of the way. Okay, at this point I'm going to come along. Notice my ball is my active layer. I'm going to press on this little icon here called Add Motion Guide. And that's going to add a guide here. And let me go ahead and use my pencil tool. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is set to smooth. And notice Object Drawing is turned off. And I'm going to go ahead and just simply draw a line out. I'll start kind of close to the putter. And I'll kind of swing up and around. Kind of come around below it. And into the hole there. Okay, at this point I'm going to highlight frame 1. I'm going to go ahead and lock my guide here. I'm going to highlight frame 1 on the ball. I'm going to use my selection tool, and and it should snap right to the beginning there. I'm now going to highlight frame 48, Here's the ball, and I'm going to go ahead and, again, it should pretty well just kind of snap right there on the end. And let me go ahead and press enter, and we'll take a look, and sure enough, the ball is really pretty well sticking right on the line there. Okay, at this point I could turn that eye off, and I pretty well have got this finished. The only thing I'm now going to do is drop that ball into the cup and make it look like it's really fallen down. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and insert just a little bitty piece of grass. I'm going to open up my library again, come up here to Window, and I'll choose Library. And I'm going to go ahead and put this grass on its own layer. And I'll put it at the very top, so I'll make my guide ball my active layer. So when I press on this little icon, insert layer, this layer will be above all my other layers. And I'm going to go ahead and double click on this and just simply call this my grass. Okay, at this point I'm going to simply take my golf grass, and there it is. And I'm going to go ahead and close my library, and I'm going to simply drag that right below my cup. Right below the hole there. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is add a few more frames here. And so it took 4 seconds for the ball to kind of take that long little path here. And I'm going to add just half a second or so. Maybe I'll add like 5 or 6 frames here. I'm going to highlight, looks like frame 53. I'm going to press F5, and that's going to add some more frames there. I'm now going to press F6 on my ball. Okay, here it was in frame 48, and here it is. I'll be moving that here in a second in frame 53. Let me come up here on my grass. Let me add some more frames. I can just simply press F5 to drag that on out. Okay, here again is frame 48 with my ball, and here is 53. I've got my selection tool active, and I'm just going to press it down here on my keyboard and watch how that ball really simply hides behind that grass, because I've got that grass on top of my ball. Okay, let me go ahead and right click in here, and I'll go ahead and create a motion tween, and let's take a look at the final product here. I'll highlight frame 1, and I can press enter or play, and there goes the ball. It goes around and goes in the hole, and it really, I'm not sure if you noticed there, kind of looks like it falls down into the hole as opposed to just disappearing. Well, hopefully you learned a little bit about motion guides in this video. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.